It is Sunday night, 6 p.m. Pacific time. That means I am going live with all of you here on Facebook. And what I'm talking about today is when the idea of creating clients, it all starts with a conversation, no matter where you are. But before I get into that, listen, it is July 25th already. What the hell? What the heck? I mean, this summer is flying by, and it's a warm one. I know here in Los Angeles, I think we're getting smoke haze because it's a little overcast, but not really. And I know was talking to my friend Tamara, or chatting with her, and she said they got smoke in Pennsylvania from the West Coast fires going all the way East Coast. I thought that was amazing. Today, I had the pleasure of teaching a class for the Journey Life Coaching course and a class on questioning, which I love doing. And I think I did about 6 loads of laundry. I live in an apartment building, and I don't have laundry in my apartment, so I get to share it with everybody else. And just recently, my apartment stepped into the year 2000. And got us electronic, so we don't have to use quarters anymore. Hey, Tom, how's it going? And so the freedom of not having to have quarters, I think I did like 6 loads of laundry today. Lots of Pilates. I did do it. You're right. Tom, I did some Pilates. What are they? It's my friend likes to call it crack Pilates today. So intense, just sweat again, streaming down. I think I shared this last time with anyone who is here. It's this great little studio here in Los Feliz. They have one in Pasadena as well called Metamorphosis. And is there such thing as high intensity Pilates? I'm not sure. They call it a shred class, but it's on a reformer machine that isn't quite a reformer machine. And it is, for me, it is so intense. I am just constantly just like sweating. And I had a mask on today because Los Angeles is back with the mask mandate inside. Which I don't mind. And, but it's almost like waterboarding myself because my mask was so filled with sweat. It was disgusting, gross. But no matter. It's fun class, beautiful, nice day. It's pleasant out there right now. It's 73 degrees. You can't get better than that in Los Angeles right now. It's beautiful, a little bit of breeze, a little bit of overcast. Now's the time that I should be out in the convertible with the top down because it is absolutely perfect right now. Hey, if you're here, I think I might have interrupted your enjoyment of the Olympics coverage. I know I've got several friends. We were texting each other. We're watching the women's qualifier on gymnastics. So that's happening right now. Had to break away to do this. Oh, is it sweaty too, Tom? And so glad to be here. Hey, today's conversation is all about the topic of creating conversations, because that's the next Moffitt Talks that I'm doing on Wednesday, July 28th at 5 p.m. And it's all about how do we create clients. And I just wanted to start with the very beginning of it. It all starts with a conversation, no matter where you are. Now, I personally think this is easier in person than trying to do on a virtual platform. Although lots of people, lots of coaches are out there on Instagram, Facebook, having conversations. But here's the deal. It's kind of like if you're starting a conversation that way, the reason I like to do it in person is because I have the person right in front of me versus being on a platform like Instagram. That's kind of like being at a party and you're trying to talk to someone way over on the other side of the room. And there's all these people in music and dancing in between you. And you're just shouting, hoping that they hear you because you can't control the algorithms on Instagram. So, very few people might even see your post, and it's also in a sea of other things. And so one of the things that I want you to consider when you think about building your client base is, how do you have conversations, whether they be on a social media, but I hope that you will strengthen your muscle in having the conversations real life and in person. And here's how, one of the ways, and I first, I just want to tell you, like, if anyone is telling you that there is one way to create a business, just shut it down, walk them away and walk out because there's lots of different ways to start a business. There's certainly ways to get a whole bunch of clients in the door and start churning and burning. But I think one of the things we all, as coaches, if you're a coach, have to be considerate of is before you even start thinking like that, is what kind of business do you want to have? Do you want to have quantity of clients, or do you want to have quality of clients? Now, as someone who's had a time in my life when I had more than enough clients, in fact, I had to stop taking clients, I realized that, my preference is to have a quality of client. And so when you think about the kind of conversations that you're having, one of the things you can shape it up with is, how do you start tuning into the conversations you're having with a servant heart? How can you start tuning into the conversations that are around you all the time to really start listening to the situations, the dreams, the things that people want to create, and the things that people want to get away from, and hence create a new pattern in their life? How can you listen to that? Not with the idea of, I want to make them a client of mine, but how can I serve them right here and right now? And just being curious with them. And I think one of the things that often gets in our way as coaches is this air of desperation, because I think people can sense it on us. There's way more power in the sense of inspiration versus desperation. And inspiration can come from a place of heart-centered thinking, how can I serve this person right here, right now, versus how can I sell this person? I think the more impactful your conversations can be, the more likelihood that you won't have to sell them at all. You can serve them and create a client out of them just by having really impactful conversations with them. So when I meet someone and I introduce myself and they ask me, what do? I don't often say that I'm a coach. I often talk about the kind of help that I provided people. Like, what do I do? Well, right now I have this amazing client who's really creating a space where people can come into and have this mix of live music and yoga and health and mental health awareness. I'm really excited about his vision. I'm helping him as a mental strategic partner clear away the roadblocks for them to create this, right? Or I might say, if I'm a relationship coach, what do you do? I help people get really in touch with creating soul connections with their partners. I love doing this work. And so when we think about how we talk about what we do, if we just tell people we're a coach, it leaves a lot to the imagination and people can't really define what it is. You can say your niche. I help I help new moms who are trying to figure out motherhood, stay connected to themselves so they don't get completely lost in constantly giving and they lose themselves in motherhood. That might be a niche. Yeah. Oh, Tom, so Tom asked a question, would it be better to have them approach you as a result of successful marketing or go to them unsolicited? I think I don't go to them as a coach. I go to them as a friend. I go to them with a conversation of, hey, how's it going? What's going on in your world? Because if I go in as a coach, I think people can sense that. And there's a sense of, what does this person want from me? Versus if I can go in as a connection or just really wanting to connect with someone, not coach them, but connect with them, there's a better energy that comes in at it. Certainly marketing is going to play a role in this, how you show up in the world. And marketing can mean a lot of things. Certainly it can be how you show up on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok. But marketing can be how you show up in conversations with the people that you meet. What's the energy that you bring to those conversations? So the thing what I wanted to just make sure that you're aware of and make hopefully clear for you is that the act of creating clients all starts with a conversation. The conversation that you're having on social media, and it can't just be about you. It has to be about the client that you're interested in serving. And what is it about them? Oftentimes we can get so in our head of like, I got to tell my story. I got to tell my story. Well, certainly, I hope you're telling your story at some way or another because clients want to know you and like you and trust you before they buy. But you should also be talking to them. Who is your client? What is their pain point? What is they love? And what is it they want to create in their world? And speaking to that. And when you're meeting people in the real world, if we can put our desire to secure a client aside for just a moment and put on our hat to serve. And I wonder how I can serve this person without any need or desire or rush to coach them. How can I listen? How can I be curious? And then how can I invite them into a conversation and be free of any worry whether they do it or don't? And the conversation isn't coaching. It's really just a further conversation for you to show up curious with them to see if there is a way that you think you might be able to help them. And then if there is, then you can invite them into the idea of just coaching with you and see what that looks like. I think many people get really frustrated and concerned because this idea of selling coaching. And if there's any shift I can help you with, it is, what if you serve them before you sell them? Serve before sell. Serve before sell. And it's all in the conversation, my friends. Hey, it's Sunday night. I'm going to go back to watching gymnastics. I don't know what you're going to do, but I'm going to go watch gymnastics. And I hope you have a great rest of your week wherever you are. I hope you take this in and absorb it. What does it mean to serve over sell? And I hope you have a great week. Hey, if you want to find out more, come check out the Moffitt Talks on July 28th. I'll put a link into this right below on Luma, where it's at. $25 saves your seat. I'll see you then, everybody. Bye.